What's up, Align Tribe? We back with another episode, man. Y'all get ready to tap in. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell, whatever you want to call it. But we really finna tap in today, man. I got a good subject today that I want to talk about, and it's about wise counseling. So just to go and dive in, man. I got this word for today that I want to be able to share with y'all. Forgive me, I'm a little wore out today. Got off work, cooked, all that stuff. But we finna dive into it. It says, in the multitude of counsel, there is safety. In the multitude of counsel, there is safety. What does that mean? In the multitude of counsel, there is safety. So basically saying the more help that you have around you, the safer things become for you, right? I have a similar saying to that I heard watching this show, and a lot of y'all might be familiar with it. And that was the Game of Thrones, or where at least where I heard it from, and it stuck with me. And it's been years ago when I watched this, and it said, a wise king keeps wise counseling. Once again, it resonated with me, right? I'm gonna break it down to you. So a lot of us at times like to lean on our own understanding about things, right? And we get to a point where our ego takes over, because we'll look at things, get so self-centered about stuff that we'll look at things and say, I'm right. We don't ever want to admit that we're wrong or take accountability for things, right? So how do you ground yourself from that? How do you take yourself out of the picture to see it in a different light, to where you get to see different perspectives, to be able to create a certain thing called empathy, you know what I'm saying? And also how to go from each corner of the room and to be able to see the center from a different view, right? That's what we're talking about right there. And that's having a big support system or a small support system, because quality is better than quantity. So if you got the right people around you that have your best interests at heart, best believe that you're going to be steered in the right direction. Now it's up to you to have the due diligence after the fact of having that, obtaining that knowledge and that wisdom from your counselors, your elders, whoever it comes from, that you take that and you do right by it, right? So usually when you see a king, right, and they're sitting at the table, he has all these different people from the politics or whoever, whatever, to help him be able to govern over his kingdom, right? And they all have an input and insight in a specialty that they specialize in, to be able to give him insight, to give him a clear and clarity on a decision to make. So what happens is that he goes to them, they talk about the certain issues, then they sit there and they brainstorm. It's the same way we should be doing in life, especially as a man. You shouldn't take it upon yourself to just make every decision to where you're self-absorbed with only your answer. Because like I said, at some point your ego starts to take over, right? So if your ego is taking over, guess what? You're going to start making some real irrational decisions, because you're going to be making it about yourself. You're going to get self-centered about what's going on and stuff. And nobody's going to be able to tell you nothing. That makes it hard for people to follow you. And those who don't want to follow you after your discernment and stuff like that, those are the type of people that got to go anyway. Many will be called, few will be chosen. So, testimony of this week, everybody, we all have our different, battles we have to fight, weekly, daily, monthly, yearly. It always gonna happen. It's always gonna go on, right? So dealing with some certain issues and stuff, man, and reaching out to family, friends and stuff like that, man, I love them, because man, I got a real support system, man. And it's not that I lean on them for everything, but when it comes to me having to go to the table where I can say that my ego may be in the way, or I see my ego arising in something, I need to step up out of myself. First and foremost, I'm going to go pray about it, you know what I'm saying? After that, after I pray about it and I ask God to give me, give me clarity, you know what I'm saying? Let me be able to clear these waters and stuff. and get out this murky water in life and stuff. So I start to elaborate with other people about, certain things, not having to really go into detail, but asking opinions on it or sharing my story. Sometimes even being a man, having to vent, right? And then look for a solution, because a lot of times people think that dudes just come up with an answer and a solution on top. It's a lot of dudes that have mentors out here. It's a lot of dudes who go see therapy, have therapy or whatever. And some people just have some good counseling around them and stuff, to keep them grounded. Not nobody that's gonna be biased. Somebody who gonna give it to you direct. And believe me, when it comes to my family, my friends, they are direct. If I'm wrong, they gonna point it out. If I'm moving in the right direction, they gonna cheer me on. They gonna motivate me. They gonna push me and stuff. And I hope that you have that same thing. If not, this is the time to start searching and looking for that, man. Looking for good people who have your best interests at heart. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's on the business side, it's on the spiritual side, it's on about fitness, financial, whatever you want to, family, being a family man or a woman, or you know what I'm saying. This goes for either gender. It's not really specific for a certain gender, but I really do like to tap in with my men on this, and you know what I'm saying, my brothers to get a better understanding and stuff, because we at the table now. And so now just to be able to elaborate on these things, because us as men sometimes we're afraid to go ask for help. We're afraid to admit at times that we having these breakdowns and stuff like that. And so we make it harder for ourselves to go ask for help. And that don't mean where I need a handout on something, but I may need some more advice other than my own. Because at this point, I may have exhausted everything that I could think of possibly. And you may come with something with one of the most simplest instructions or plans that I can put into play and make it work. You feel me? So every time, I don't always have all the answers, you know what I'm saying? And somebody else in their own situation always have the answers, but some of us think we do. And like I said, it comes to a great fall when you put the ego in there and you stir it up in that pot too much. You see what I'm saying? So you got to have a consistent balance of everything, because you can't have one thing without the other. And it's certain times that you have to use these certain things, but you have to do your due diligence and have the right timing on when to do these things. Like I always say, learn, earn, and discern. You have to have discernment when it comes to these type of things and stuff, to be able to know the difference or whatever. So this week, just going through what I've been going through and stuff, man, I've been having people. That's how I know, like, God be working for real. He was sending people at me, you know what I'm saying? And I'm getting blessed, whether it's with a word, people just looking out for me and stuff on favors or whatever it is and stuff. And it's not even me reaching out to ask for it and stuff. It's just if I'm in a spot where I'm expressing myself and they are willing to help, you know what I'm saying? And I don't speak about things for people to help me in a way where I'm looking for, money or something like that. I can take advice all day. Like, knowledge is infinite. I can receive that all day long and build something with myself on that, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it boils down to a lot of times, man. When you have that wise counseling around you, these are people that are helping you build yourself up. Not tear you down, but build you up. Now, in some instances, you have to be torn down to be built up right, because you have to be able to destroy certain things about you, or dead certain things about you, or old ways or habits that no longer contribute or are beneficial in your life moving forward. So that means habit, attitude, just all these things that become vain after a while, you know what I'm saying, that no longer serve a purpose in your life. And you have to detach yourself from them. You have to relieve yourself from them or whatever and stuff. So, like I said, I got a lot of good advice this week, man, just from a lot of different people. And even that sometimes, you can get wise counseling from a stranger that don't even know your situation or what you're going through. And they can say something that's so profound and so impactful that you like, man, I needed to hear that at this moment, man. Like, boy, you just came through with some jewels. You dropped some jewels. I don't even know it, but it's still being appreciative of that type of thing, because they say you never know when you're entertaining angels. You feel me? So it's always about being a good person, because at the end of the day, everybody can receive something from somebody, but we got to make sure it's the right things that we're receiving and stuff. So when I go back to talking about the counsel and stuff, we have to get outside ourselves sometimes, man. We gotta be willing to, like, I trust myself, right? But at times when I have to question myself, that's when I know I gotta pray about it, but then, also lean on advice, and not saying I gotta take all the advice and use it at one time and stuff. I have to be able to filter out through that, you know what I'm saying? And be able to get the meat off, separate the meat from the bone or whatever. If you get it, you get it, you know. And that's what's been happening to me over this time. And every message that I'm getting, the end result is keep going. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, like, I'm sitting here now, like, I'm delivering this because, once again, it was on my heart, and I'm at the point now where I'm just obeying. Like, I'm in a real motion of making sure that I'm putting my best foot forth every day, regardless of what's going on and stuff, because this is therapeutic for me. But I'm also in the good intentions of trying to help somebody else out. You feel me? So I'm gonna keep on moving on what I'm doing. I'm gonna keep on stressing it, pressing the line about it every chance that I get. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, man, we all need somebody. We all need somebody. And trying to do it all on your own and stuff, you're gonna break down very, very fast. You're gonna break down very, very fast. You're gonna overwhelm yourself very, very fast. So if you are a man or a woman who think that your advice is always the best advice, you got another thing coming. And if nobody's ever told you that, then that means you got the wrong counseling around you. That means you got a bunch of yes men and yes women around you who ain't gonna keep it straight up and down with you. You feel me? So I'm always with my head on the swivel to where I can be able to turn in any direction. You know what I'm saying? And be able to get direction when I can't see it for myself. We all here in the instance to serve everybody. You know what I'm saying? If I'm making it solely purpose about me, am I really living at that point? If I'm obtaining all this knowledge and going through all these experiences, and I'm not sharing them and giving these testimonies on them and stuff, and not helping nobody else, who's really in the wrong? Because I can't sit up here and talk about the next person and stuff when I ain't reached my hand out to help them. You see what I'm saying? And, like, just coming up in the family that I did, man, my mama had the house. We had the household where majority of my life living in my house, we've had cousins, aunties, everybody come through our house and live in our house. I had to always share the things that I had. You know what I'm saying? I had to understand what family value was, and I learned that at a young age. And to see that we got to have each other back, because at some point we're going to be down in a rut. You know what I'm saying? But you got to have the right people there to be able to come and pick you up. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, by the grace of God, man, I was able and fortunate to have that. Everybody don't have that. I ain't gonna lie, when I was younger, sometimes I used to be mad, like, man, shit is wrong with 3 other people, this, that, and the other and stuff. And then I look up and I'm like, later on in life, like, I really needed that. It taught me a lot of morals and principles about family, and not just family, but people I come in encounter with on a day-to-day basis, man, on how to be able to be a giving person, how to be in a situation where I have to be a team player, but also be a leader, because everybody had to carry their weight around the house. It's too many people in here for us not to make this job easy on one another. You know what I'm saying? And then also understanding that watching my mom and my dad allowing people to come into our household to lay their head down, somewhere to sleep, somewhere to eat, and all that, that it showed me how to really move like a king. Because I got to be for my people. And anybody that know me know that about me. I've always been about my people. Anybody around me gonna tell you, like, and it's not to brag on myself or nothing like that, but I've heard it so much that it gotta be some truth to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm there for my people, man. My people there for me, man. And like I said, man, I hope that a lot of y'all have the same thing, man, because man, this world will eat you up. This world eat you up if you let it. And sometimes we let it by because we try to do everything on our own. We don't believe nobody else can give us an opinion on life. We think that everything that we do, you know what I'm saying, is our own intuition and is right all the time. We not right all the time. We not right all the time. And then even then when you seeking knowledge from the council and stuff like that, it's still at your discernment to figure out what you want to use out of that. You know what I'm saying? They can give you information all day. People, just like somebody can teach you something all day long. But you got to know when and when not to use it. When is it applicable in this situation? When is it not? What is needed that I've been told that could go in this situation? You see what I'm saying? So we all got to be very clear on our intentions of the people that we keep around us. Because the people that you keep around you, they can be the result of your come up or your downfall. And that's just basically because sometimes we be blind about that. We just got people around because we love them. But they may not be the right person to counsel you. That doesn't mean they're a bad person, but they might not be a good person to be around to help with the counseling. You feel me? That's when you have to go do a temperature check with yourself sometimes. You got to let somebody tell you sometimes what, you know what I'm saying, where you slipping at. I used this analogy that when you're in the center of the room, you can never see it from different perspectives. You have to step outside of yourself and go to each corner of the room and see what's going on. See it from a different angle before you go and make that one irrational decision because you're being self-centered at that point. See, when you're in the center, you're not seeing it from the outside. Sometimes you got to step out yourself. And sometimes stepping out yourself is being able to see it through the eyes of other people. I'm not saying that you just let people influence you to think like them in all those instances and stuff, but we will get self-centered sometimes. Sometimes we can't see the bad in us, or the not just the bad, but we can't see our shortcomings because we done lied to ourselves so much to where that's where you start missing out on accountability. That's when you start to be unfaithful in your ways about things. You're not being truthful to yourself. We can do all the confident talking we want to. Oh, I'm a good person. But when it comes to admitting where your fault was and you're not doing that, all the other stuff you said goes in vain because, like I said, put on the last video, only way, well, let me say it like this. Only way things gonna change is if we change them. The only way things are going to change is if we change them. If we're not changing them, nothing's going to change. And if it do change, it wasn't an intentional thing. At that point, you're not showing your authority, your power to show that you have a self-control over yourself. You have an intentional discipline that you want to have about yourself. So when people see you move and stuff and they see you doing the same thing over and over and over, which is called insanity at that point, you're not making a better or you're not building yourself up at that point. You're not building yourself up. And if you're not building yourself up, then that means you ain't allowing nobody else to build you up. So therefore, you ain't even started with the foundation at that point. You see what I'm saying? So if it's a youngster listening to this and stuff, man, make sure you got the right counseling around you. Make sure that you can be of good counsel to somebody else. And if you don't know, let them know. Be truthful with them. Don't just sell them anything just to sound good. Be truthful with them. Look, bro, I don't know, but I can help you we can figure this out together type of thing. That's how we have to move when it comes to brotherhood. It comes to kinship, all these different things. We got to know understand how we need to be moving and also know our position and get certain people out of position if they not moving how they supposed to be moving, where it's being effective in your life in a good way. I really hope that this helped today, man. I'm trying to keep these videos short and sweet and to the point, but still be able to decorate it and give good, content that where I've dived in it deep enough, man. But please, man, look, check yourself. That's what a lot of us don't do nowadays. We don't check ourselves, man. We can check everybody else around us and say this and that about Tom, Dick, and Harry. But when it comes to yourself and staring yourself in that mirror, can you really be truthful to yourself to say, yeah, it's me. It's me. That's why I have to go do a self-check. And then I have to, hey, what you think about this? My people gonna tell me. My people gonna tell me, man, bro, could have handled that better than that. Could have came way better than that. Or they gonna say, bro, I think you're on the right track. But, the only way we're gonna find out, we gotta put it to work. We gotta see if it works. Don't work? Okay, let's come back to the drawing board. Let's try something else. But we're striving to overcome. And sometimes to be able to overcome, we got to be able to stare at that person in the mirror and admit, I need help. I need to be able to talk to different people who's close to this experience of what I've been in, or who has seen more than me. Somebody with some wisdom, somebody I respect, somebody I know is not going to just give me any old lollipop story about something. It's jagged around the truth. The truth ain't always pretty. It ain't always pretty. But inside that truth is the most beautiful thing that you can ever have. And with truth, it makes you grow. It makes you become a better who you are. But I think that's all I got for y'all today, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in, previous subscribers and all that stuff, man. I'm building. It's one day at a time. I'm not expecting nothing, no major stuff like that of trying to stuff just happen overnight. Told you, I'm a real steady guy, man. I got faith in what I'm doing. I believe in what I'm doing because I already know that, God done put me through a whole lot, man. And now he just want me to see the other side of it now. He want me to be able to enjoy this. He wants y'all to be able to enjoy this and be able to help the next person out. He said be fruitful and multiply. That don't mean just with having kids, man. I want to be able to plant a seed in the next man's head, next woman's head, next child's head, so that they can grow their tree and bear those fruits, and then somebody else can enjoy them as well. And this thing keeps going on and on. So once again, let's align, man. Let's learn, earn, and discern so we can lead properly. This your guy, D-Mo, Done Mo. I'm going to holler at y'all. Y'all have a good day.